Did you always dream that your children would take over the business you built? Did you always want to leave your daughter the fine china that Aunt Molly gave you? Have you considered what it will be like when you die and others are managing your household and financial matters? Stress that is associated with who our family is, how close a business partner acts, or realizing that people we are close to may not be trustworthy are some of the most difficult stressors to deal with. There are several ways we can manage our stress in relationships or with people. In Bowen's family system theory, he discusses triangles, which are how three people interact in relationships. In some ways, three-person relationships, such as two parents and a child, or three family members who are business partners, are more stable than two-person relationships. In other ways, issues can arise. When there are three people, there is the occasion when two are considered insiders and one is on the outside. However, in times of conflict, the outside position can be desirable. Have you had an experience between one parent and the child, and the other parent is the outsider and not involved in the conflict? Or a family business where two people are disagreeing and the other is on the outside? When a conflict arises between two people, a third person can often provide assistance. A third person can help to calmly think through the situation or reduce anxiety and find a way to take action. A third person who is not directly involved in the conflict can provide an outsider's perspective. How do we manage stress in relationships? When stress is encountered, people respond in different ways, in different situations. There's an old saying that you can be a part of the problem or a part of the solution, but it is not always as simple as that. In many situations, people simply cope the best way they know how. Sometimes, people may choose to emotionally distance themselves or remove themselves from the situation. Another way a person might cope with stress in a relationship is to focus time and attention on another person or relationship. For example, if a couple is having marital issues, they may focus attention on one of their children rather than on their marriage. Sometimes one person in a couple relationship will begin to focus his or her time elsewhere, like on community activities or finding new circles of friends. The couple may even focus on building a new house or starting a family instead of dealing with potential difficulties in their relationship. This sort of refocusing can last for a while and help sustain their togetherness without addressing the core of the issue head-on. Some outlets for focus are healthy, and some are not. Another aspect in relationships is relating between generations. Often, family members do not realize traits are passed down through the generations. At times, this is a conscious teaching, but at other times, it's unconscious and unintentional. One example of this is ways of disciplining children or showing love to family members. The history of our family shapes the values, thoughts, and experiences of each generation and how these values are passed down to the next generation. This includes how we deal with stress. Therefore, a good place to start, if there are family stressors, would be to discuss family history with your spouse, children, or family business partner. For example, a husband might have had a very loving mother, but a distant father, which influences how he interacts with his wife and children. Another example is a family in previous generations may have dealt with business issues a certain way, and the younger generation is taking a new approach. How should we manage stress in relationships? Bowen discusses differentiation of self, which is described as the ability to separate one's personal feelings and thoughts from that of the family. Being able to disentangle how you feel from how the family thinks you should feel is important as we grow up. In stressful relationship situations, this may mean striving to calmly reflect on disagreements or conversations after they occur. Consider your role in any misunderstanding, then choose a different response for the future. Now that is a healthy response. Starting to pay attention to our reactions and patterns is the first step in addressing our stress in relationships.